My name is Ben McGowan, and I want to be discussing the performance of Barack Obama primarily, and how I support my allegations against him. Thank you. As Commander-in-Chief of the United States military, Obama has a responsibility for the training, the operations, the safety, and the training of military troops. He's done a very poor job. What he has done is open the door for people to come into the military who are not even U.S. citizens. Normally, a person that wasn't a U.S. citizen that came into the military, after a reasonable amount of time, the security clearance could be issued, which usually took a month or even years, they would become eligible to become U.S. citizens. He now has a policy that after basic training, they're giving them their citizenship so they can get a secret clearance, so they can move into high-tech jobs. That contradicts everything in the security world. These security clearances take months upon months upon months to do. And now we don't even know who these people are, and we're giving them clearance and moving into technical positions. As Commander-in-Chief, he's supposed to be well aware of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which he is not. He has not restricted gays from participating in Gay Pride Week. I don't mind the gay parades, but men should never, military members should never use their uniforms in such an event or political activities. That's just that's not correct. It's in Uniform Code of Military Justice. He has also allowed people of other religions to continue growing their beards and wear the turbans as such. He said because he needed the translators, and so now they're in the military, that's against the Military Code of Justice. What he can do, he's probably such an idiot that he doesn't know, in the Code of Military Justice, Uniform Code of Military Justice, there is an exception to the policy where you can appoint somebody to, say, a defense civilian position and assign them to a military unit, and they come under the authority of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. He hasn't done that. He's let people come in with, he has agreed to let high school students in the ROTC program wear scarves. This again is a violation of the uniform. It is degrading to the people who have served previously and who will serve in the future. He has no regard for that. He does not care. If you go to the funeral yards, the cemeteries of national cemeteries, military and otherwise, you'll find that everything is uniform. There's a reason for that. That's the reason everything is neat and addressed in the way it is. They have little American flags once or twice a year out in front of them. They have their names and their ranks on them. They do not have their ethnic background, their race, or anything else that keeps coming up nowadays. He has appointed people to military positions, and he has a cadre. If the Secretary of Defense, if Yates was right when he left office, he said he almost had 1,000 people on his personal staff. If that's the case, that's probably the reason nothing's getting done. And knowing this Secretary of Defense, I imagine he's got more. And answer this, people. Why in the world would the Secretary of Defense get an opportunity to fly home every cotton-picking weekend, because he's the Secretary of Defense, at the cost of the military? If our troops can go overseas for 6, 9, 12, 15, 20 months, 24 months at a time, why does he get to go home every weekend? Why is his position not important enough for him to stay in Washington, D.C. and move his family there? I find that appalling. I find that very offensive. He's a very disgusting individual. He's never been in the military as far as I know. He was a politician, and he got it with the CIA, and he pretty much screwed up things there, and then he moved over to the Secretary of Defense. In bringing that up, have you even talked to the the director of the CIA? No, because he just sits there. The Secretary of Defense is apparently running both the Department of Defense and the CIA. He's in charge of both operations. That's the way Obama likes things, where he can control it. Have you noticed how many generals are retiring? How many senior people are retiring? Have you noticed the attitude of junior officers and younger enlisted people? They don't care about discipline. They only want to get home and survive and be with their families. And Obama doesn't give it all. He doesn't apologize to the families of the people that he puts in position to be killed. He apologizes to the Taliban and to Al-Qaeda for the burning of the Quran, but does nothing to the man that justice be brought on the people who shot and executed 2 military officers while they were sitting in an Afghan military building by an Afghan officer. And with that, then he continuously incites, I would say, discontent in the military. There's no reason to worry about a chain of command when there is no chain of command. In the books that I've written, both books that I wrote, this one, which is this year, and this one back in 2007, I've listed the chain of command. And if you follow the chain of command, and you know that people, no matter who commits a crime or an offense or does something wrong or does something good, there's a chain of command. There's no chain of command anymore. Young officers are sitting over there, all they want to do is finish their 2-4-year obligation and get the hell out. You can't, we don't even have enough captains and majors to run the units. And lieutenant colonels and colonels are taking all the blame for all this. Where generals sit, Pentagon, whatever. There's some good generals out there, but most of them are going to be just politically. They're going to sit there, they're going to do everything that everybody tells them to do, whether they like it or not. The ones that have spoken up have been retired or just disappeared from the scene. So with that in mind, I want you to understand that he is not a commander-in-chief. He doesn't know the military. He never served in the military. The people who work for him, most of them have never been in the military. They've never served in the military, and they have nothing to lose. And the unfortunate part about it is that even if we elect a Republican president, they have no military experience either. But hopefully that they will get the right people in office to guide them through the crucial moments that we have to get our military back in order. Thank you.